Welcome back to another edition of the Washington Nationals here on OOTP 27. And as you can see, we are here still at the start of the 2028 campaign as we have just played the opening day game. And our Washington Nationals have come away with a 7-2 victory here, getting off on the right foot here in the 2028 campaign. And Cody Bellinger says, welcome to Washington. Look at this. 3 for 4, 5 ribbies, 2 runs, 2 home runs here on opening day for Cody Bellinger. What a way to ingratiate yourself to the Nationals fan base here. James Wood also had himself a double on the day as he was 1 for 4, but it was all about Cody Bellinger. And Christian Moore as well, 2 for 3 on the day for him. Looks like they were both singles, but he does score and drive in a run on the day. And then Connor Prelip in his opening day start goes 6 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, only 1 K, but he only gives up 2 runs. And then Connor Brash goes 2 2/3, 1 hit, no runs. And then Kahanowitz finishes it out with 1 batter as it's a 7-2 victory here on opening day. I should also mention that we did do a waiver claim as Drew Milas is no longer on our 40-man roster. He is attempting to clear through waivers here. If he does, we'll probably just stash him down in AAA again. But Caleb Lomavita is actually our third catcher on the 40-man roster here. He's a high leader. A little bit younger, decent player. He's our third catcher on the roster, but Carlos Narvaez is now our backup catcher here. He's actually been relegated to a bench spot with Boston the past couple seasons for whatever reason, and he's had some decent percentile rankings. He's got really good catching, and he looks like he's a decent bat as well, so he's actually our backup catcher here for Harry Ford instead of Drew Milas. Folks, we have done it. It is May 1st. We have gotten through the first month of the season with an above 500 record. We are 16-13, a game and a half out of first place here in the National League East, as we have somehow managed to be an okay team. We have an exactly 0 run differential. We're 12-4 at home and dreadful 4-9 on the road. But 7-3 in our last 10, playing some good ball right now. And we're +1 on our Pythagorean even, so the Nationals looking like a decent team so far. Can we keep it up? Some things to talk about, though. Cameron Fluke, off to not a great start once again. He's gotten 5 starts, and he's got a below-league average ERA+, or worse than league average ERA+, and FIP-, so that's not great. Giving up a bit too many home runs. The BABIP's running hot. It's just not looking great for Fluke, unfortunately. All of our pitching staff really is kind of struggling at the moment, aside from Prelip, who is struggling with the FIP, and then Alcantara is pitching quite well. But the bullpen's getting its job done for the most part. And then on the hitting side of things, unfortunately, Christian Moore has gotten off to a poor start with a 62 WRC+. He does have a few home runs here. You look at his home run to fly ball ratio, that's really good. Everything else, not so much. So we might have to make a change there at some point. Maybe give Seaver King some more time at starting at second base. Maybe send down Christian Moore and call up Gleyber Torres and see if that does anything. Also, Kevin Alcantara has continued his just dreadful performance at the plate. He has a 5 WRC+ through 99 plate appearances. Now, it is a small sample size, but I mean, what are we doing here, man? I mean, I'm starting to think that this guy's just never going to develop, and we basically screwed it with the C.J. Abrams trade, because it's not like Luke Little's been great either, and Alcantara was the main piece of that deal, so that's looking like a horrible trade for us, but at least he's walking a ton, I guess, but Kevin Alcantara, overall, not looking great. All right, folks, it is currently May 15th. We are halfway through the month of May. And we're still above 500. We're 5 games back in the division. We currently have a -10 run differential. We're still dreadful on the road for some reason. And Kevin Alcantara is just, it's not working, folks. So the first base is also not going well. Tolia's back up. Small sample size. He was raking in AAA. He's been not great in the big leagues. Tyler Austin not getting it done on the weak side platoon either. Has 0 doubles and 0 home runs. So first base not going well. Luckily, Gleyber Torres has come up at second base, and he has been quite good for us at that position, so that's good to see. We sent Christian Moore down to AAA. But Kevin Alcantara, I mean, we cannot keep running this in center field. It's just not working. James Outman is on a hot streak right now, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the Outman-Lasco platoon in center field. And unfortunately, Alcantara has no options. But he's just dreadful. He's terrible. It's not realistic to trade a guy this bad either. So we're just gonna bite the bullet. The Cubs trade has not worked out for us. That's a definite giant massive L. But Alcantara just isn't working. But as far as some of the other guys, like Dylan Cruz has been playing well for us this season. He's got a 121 WRC plus. James Woods hitting well. Cody Bellinger hasn't been that great, but Jesus Christ, 4-week quadricep. I mean, it's just minimal running, so I guess we'll keep playing him through it, but we'd like to see a bit better there from Bellinger. Glaber's been great. Brady House was doing well, but he's kind of slipped off a bit here, but he's still driving in a ton of runs. And he's got a ton of pop that we need in the lineup. Catching, our Ford and Narvaez tandem has been doing very well. First base needs to step it up, though. We need Tyler Austin and Michael Toglia to really start figure out this platoon. If we get into, basically, it's probably going to keep being this, but if we get into the trade deadline and we're looking like a team that's actually can compete for a wild card, first base is like the first obvious opportunity to upgrade. Or maybe at some point we just move Wood to first base and we call up somebody. Unfortunately, Ethan Petrie is still not ready for the big leagues, so he's not going to be an option for us at that DH spot or first base spot. Eli Willits is also not quite ready for the big leagues. He's still sitting at this 40 overall, waiting for him to really start to fill in a lot of this stuff. He does expect to be playing in the major leagues, but I don't want to rush the guy. He's unhappy with his role on the team here. Does he expect to be? I mean, he expects to be in the major leagues, but he's only a 45 in AAA, and he's a 40 in the big league. So I don't want to call him up and just destroy his confidence and ability to develop. But he just doesn't seem ready. Look at his ratings, and you're like, this doesn't look ready for the big leagues to me. And I'm also now seeing that Alex Rouse has strained his forearm, and he's out for 3 months. So that's fantastic. And also his third pitch is still not developed. So that's also fantastic. All right, big update, folks. It is June 1st. Another little check-in here. We are 29-28, still above 500, and we have the best run differential in the National League East. They had a plus 15. Nothing special, but it is the best in the National League East. We're still holding strong at home, playing terrible on the road, but I mean, basically everybody is in this division. We're looking pretty decent. We're looking pretty decent. 6-4 in the last 10. We're not an outstanding team, but we're holding our own. We're making progress here. We're starting to look like an actual ball club now, rather than just a bunch of absolute morons out there. You can see here we're starting to turn things around at the pitching here. Alcantara's hot. Cavalli's hot, which is good to see because he was struggling. Prelip is hot. Even Ryan Lasco's hot. He's come up, and he's been just a dynamo in that weak side platoon. He's even hitting against righties here. So Ryan Lasco, the Jackson Memorial man, he's out here doing his thing in center field. Gleyber Torres has been an absolute spark plug for us at second base. He has been on fire. He's got a 162 WRC plus, 4 doubles, 5 home runs, 19 ribbies, 14 runs, getting on base a ton. We've actually moved him up to the 5th spot in the order, and we've dropped Toglia, who is actually starting to come along here. He's got his OPS up in the triple digits. So that's good to see. Brady House, though, not even hitting against lefties anymore. So that's not good to see, but he is still driving in runs somehow. He's got basically the same amount of ribbies as he did last year in twice as many plate appearances. As far as the pitching staff goes, the bullpen has been pretty serviceable. Perales, he's been okay in a long relief, avoid high leverage role. The middle relief guys, they've been doing their job. Kahanowitz and Little have kind of struggled with the FIP, but overall are still decent pitchers, giving a bit too many home runs, though. Little's walking a bit too many guys, but, that's what you're going to expect from a guy with 35 control. Perales walking way too many guys with 40 control. And then, like I said, Cavalli's been hot as of recently. He started to turn things around here in the month of May, but April did not go well for him. Fluky has started to pitch at least league average. We'll take that. Hopefully it's going to improve as he keeps developing, hopefully. And then also Joey Estes has been terrible. We're actually rocking him as a follower right now, and Gregory Santos as the opener. And the last time they pitched Joey Estes here, You can see as a reliever went 5 innings and was just much better. His game log, 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, 2 walks, 3 Ks, gets the W over the Miami Marlins, as Gregory Santos, I believe, went 2 innings that game. Yes, 2 innings, 2 hits, no runs, gets the job done, and they're slated to pitch this one, I believe, against Thomas White on June 2nd. Another thing I also want to talk about was one thing is Dylan Cruz. His potential power and gap both went down, but then his overall goes up. So I don't know how that works, but Dylan Cruz, he's been good for us this season. That's good to see. Also, Eli Willits has improved. His eye went up to 40, which is nothing good, but he's going up. His speed even went up. His current gap went from 40 to 45. So he's still a 40 overall, but he's starting to look a little bit better, and he does expect to play in the big leagues, so it's like, I don't know. I don't want to rush him, though, is the thing. I don't want to put him in the big leagues and he gets absolutely destroyed and all of a sudden his potential's down to 60. I just don't want to do that to him, but also he expects to be in the big leagues, so I just don't really know what to do with him at this point. In AAA, he's a 45. He is tearing up AA. I don't know, maybe we put him in AAA, see how he does. But I think we'll keep him here for now and just keep seeing what he does and keep monitoring the situation. Shortstop for us, Nunez is just once again terrible at the plate, but you can see here, an elite base runner, an elite fielder. He's got a 3.8 ZR, but, it is still early-ish. And, 94th percentile fielding run value, we will absolutely take that. He's also swiping a ton of bags at a high rate. So we'll take that as the 7th hitter in our lineup, which is like my bottom of the order, essentially. Oh, and the other thing about Willits is that we are playing him at shortstop now because he's got that 65 range and did get that boost a couple of years ago. And he is holding his own. He's actually playing quite well at the shortstop position in AA. So we will take that, and he has proven that he can actually hold that position. So, I don't know, maybe by the end of the season, maybe once we get around to like right before the other thing is that he is Rule 5 eligible. You can see here he is Rule 5 eligible over the offseason, so he will have to be added to the roster in the offseason anyways. So maybe like a couple days before the expansion takes place, the roster expansion, we will add him to the 40-man and call him up, and maybe he'll play the last month or so of the season and maybe in the playoffs. Oh yeah, folks, the Joey Estes as a follower situation is working out much better. We just swept the Marlins 6-4, 12-2, 5-2, and this 12-2 victory here is the Joey Estes game. Gregory Santos, unfortunately, gives up 3 hits and a run, but strikes out 2. Nothing too terrible, but then Joey Estes goes 5, 1 hit, 1 run, 3 Ks, no walks, and we win 12-2 as the offense explodes. Tyler Austin had a double, Brady House homered, and then aside from that, it looks like there's a bunch of singles and walks. Like James Wood walked 3 times, Nunez walked twice, everyone else had 2 walks for Ford, 1 walk for Cruz, Bellinger, House, Outman, Austin, just getting on base, getting it done. 9 runs in the 8th inning. We just had a 16-run game, 16-7 over the Phillies here, as we improved to 34-28 on the season with that W. I mean, Ryan Lasco drove in 5 runs on 3 hits, scored twice himself. Nunez doubled, Lasco homered. Just a hit parade for the team, and then a bunch of walks as well. Tyler Austin drew 3 walks, James Wood drew 2, King drew 2, and then even though Cavalli got lit up a bit, and Peralta's got lit up, and even Kahanowitz got lit up, even though that happened, we still scored 16 and easily beat the Phillies. And that is also another sweep here, as we have swept both series here, both on the road to start the month of June. So we're on a bit of a W here. So that's 2. We are on a W8 as of right now, heading into an off day here on this Wednesday, and then a 3-game set versus Baltimore, 3-game set against the Dodgers at home, and then back to the road against Chicago and Atlanta. And of course, we lose right away. 4-2 loss to Baltimore, so W8 ends, but we're still playing some really good ball right now, as Camilo Doval has a shoulder strain for a week, so we'll probably just throw him on the bench for a week. Alrighty, folks, it is July 11th, 2028, so you know what that means. It is time for the 2028 first-year player draft, but before we do that, it's time to go over what our team has been doing so far here in the 2028 campaign, and that has been a pretty decent baseball team. 47 and 45, we're currently sitting second place in the National League East, 2.5 games behind the Phillies, but it is a very tight race between the Phillies, Nationals, Braves, and Mets. The Marlins are kind of the odd duck out of it. But if we take a look at the expanded standings, we do still have the best run differential in the East. The Marlins kind of getting screwed here. They're -7 on their Pythagorean here, as they have the only other positive run differential, while the Phillies -42 run differential, yet they're in first place. They're +8 on their Pythagorean, so, you know, it could be said that they're going to start to regress here, and we're going to come back to means, and maybe we're the best team in the National League East. If you go by run differential, if you go by Pythagorean, that's what it says. So I'm confident with how we're playing right now. If we take a look at our team, or let's take a look at the schedule here first. You can see we went through a bit of a rough stretch here at the start of July, end of June. You know, June, or the end of May into June started off great with that W8, and then we took 2 out of 3 from Baltimore, but then we got swept by Los Angeles, lost this Chicago series, but then we rounded back with a win over this Atlanta series, 2 out of 3 from San Diego, 2 out of 3 from LA, but then starting in July, we got swept by Pittsburgh, 4-game sweep against San Francisco, but then we did win against Houston in Houston, and then so far we've taken the first game of this Athletics set here right before the first-year player draft here on the 11th. And then you take a look at the team stats page, and just right away the thing that's jumping out is that there are many more single-digit numbers here on this list. You can see we are doing a damn good job at getting on base here this season. 4th in OBP, 1st in base on balls here in the National League. Still stealing a ton of bags. The base running not going so well, but getting on base a ton. We're not slugging a ton, but we are getting on base, walking a ton here with the Nationals. We are very, very patient at the plate. 6th in wins above replacement with the hitters, 6th in WOBA, and then even tied for 6th in runs scored. So, if we could get a bit more extra base hits, a bit more runs, or a bit more home runs going, maybe we're all of a sudden a much better team. And then defensively on the pitching side of things, the 3rd best ERA in the National League, which is just fantastic. The starters aren't doing that great this year. With the bullpen, we have the best bullpen in the National League. Hell yes. The bullpen, I love building good bullpens in this game. It's one of the most satisfying things about OOTP for me, is getting together a good bullpen the way I like to build it. And we finally got our first good one here with the Nationals here in 2028, as we're 4th in runs allowed, 4th in WAR, 7th in hits allowed, 8th in opponent's average, 7th in BABIP, 2nd in home runs allowed, tied for 6th in walks allowed, and we're still not striking out anybody. But, we were not striking out anybody and walking the farm. Now we're not walking the farm. We're still not giving up home runs. And the defense hasn't been that good this season. We've taken a step back. But even with a kind of mediocre defense, we're still a very good pitching team. So that's good to see. Probably one of the reasons for that is that we don't really have the ideal center field structure right now with James Outman, who's more of like a bat-first center fielder who can hold his own at the position. But, he's not really putting together a great ZR in center field, where Ryan Lasko, he also is not really putting together a great ZR in center field. So we don't have the greatest outfield defense at the moment, but even with that, still putting together a decent season here with the pitching. So let's just take a look at the hitters here, sort by wins above replacement. We've already got Harry Ford's already up to 3 wins. He just hyperextended his knee, unfortunately, but it's nothing too serious. But he's had a great season so far. 3 wins, 120 WRC plus, 16 doubles. He's leading off for us with a 381 OBP, 4.3 pitches per plate appearance. He's got 16 swipe bags. Not the greatest percentage, but getting the job done. He's 4 framing runs. We love to see it. Cody Bellinger's doing his thing. He's got a 2-win season so far, 133 WRC plus, 13 doubles, 17 home runs. Doing exactly what we wanted from him when we signed him to that deal over the offseason. Dylan Cruz, he's taken that step forward we wanted to see. He has been an above-league average hitter against righties and against lefties. That's fantastic to see. Brady House has started to come around here. He's got 14 home runs and 12 doubles. If we take a look at his splits here, you can see June was a very, very good month for him. 7 home runs, 21 ribbies. April was also very good. He just kind of had a bad May. And then July hasn't gotten off to the best start either. Nasim Nunez doing his thing with the glove, nothing with the bat. Still stealing a ton, 32 swipe bags at an 84.2%. Gleyber Torres still doing his thing since coming up. 121 WRC plus, 6 doubles, 8 home runs. He continues to be very good for us. He does want an extension, but he wants a hefty extension, which we're not really looking to give to him. So he's probably a guy we're not going to be bringing back next season, but we'll be glad to have him while he's still here. James Wood continues to hit 25 doubles, 12 home runs. We'd like to see the power numbers get up a bit for him, but for now, we'll take it. And then Ryan Lasco's actually been quite good against lefties in that platoon. 142 WRC plus against lefties in the short slide platoon in center field. James Outman, he's been okay. It looks like he's actually better against lefties for some reason, but very small sample size. You can't really take too much from that. Narvaez has been whatever as a backup catcher. Tolia's starting to come around here as our first baseman against righties. His splits... Yeah, you got to ignore the split against lefties. He's barely played there. But July has been good for him so far, so hopefully he can continue to put things together here. Also, May was pretty good for him in the big leagues. And then Seaver King's been okay as a backup utility guy, and then Tyler Austin still has not figured it out for us, unfortunately. Taking a look at the pitching side of things, sorting by innings pitched, we'll go by wins. Sandy Alcantara has our best WAR as a pitcher. 2.2 WAR. He's been really good with the FIP minus, ERA around league average, doing his job, being a steady starter for us with 95 and a third innings pitched. Matt Brash actually has the second highest wins above replacement, as he has been fantastic in a stopper role for us this season, and we've got him at $1.5 million, and then we're going to have him next year, $1.5 million as well. Camilo Doval has been excellent as a closer for us this year. He's got 31 and a third innings pitched with 15 saves and 11 shutdowns for us. Love to see that. Cade Cavalli hasn't been great, but I think he's been better as of recently. Yeah, May and June were a bit better, but then July hasn't been great to him. Neither was April. Adrian Morejon's been good in a stopper role as well. Double barrel with him and Matt Brash. Connor Prelip's been around league average. We'd like to see a bit better from him. Gregory Santos has been quite good in his role. Same with Luke Little. Joey Estes, unfortunately, is he's better as a follower, but nothing too crazy, but definitely better than he was doing as just a true starter. With Gregory Santos being the opener paired with him, and he has been fantastic with the FIP in those starting appearances as an opener. Cameron Flukie, unfortunately, has still not really figured it out. He's got a 1.5 home runs per 9, get a bit too many walks as well. We need those walks to come down. We need the home runs to come down. I'm still confident that he's going to be able to improve, but his movement's down to a 50 potential. He's not really improving a ton. There's just mainly minuses. So I'm kind of getting worried with Cameron Flukie if I'm being totally honest here. These percentile rankings look terrible. It's not looking good. And then Keegan Akin and Jack Kahanowitz have both been like whatever, good ERA, not great FIP. And then Luis Perales has been terrible. As always, he's also very unhappy about his performance and the team record, despite us being a good team for some reason, because he's, not very smart. But Luis Perales just cannot figure it out for us for whatever reason. And Yarlin Susana has been okay in AAA, but still not really improving either. And then Travis Sikora has been improving, and he's doing very well in AAA. So Travis Sikora here, you can see here lots of pluses. He's 24 now. He's somebody who wants to be in the big leagues here. We might at some point DFA Perales because he has no options, and bring up Travis Sikora, maybe push Flukie to the bullpen in this long relief role and have Sikora be the fifth starter and see how he does, because Sikora looks like he could be quite a stud for us, and he's actually improving, so we like to see that. And then Kevin Alcantara's career has gotten off just a terrible career so far, as even in AAA he's not getting it done. I don't even know what to say about him anymore. But now it's time to actually dive into the first-year player draft here, as we have the number 2 overall pick. Remember, the Angels, I believe, had they had the number 1 overall pick. They do still get the 3rd because of a compensation pick for not signing their number 1 pick last year. So they have the 3rd and 9th pick, but I mean, they were projected to be the number 1 team. They ended up with the 9th overall. Then the Orioles jumped from 17 to 7. So number 1 overall to the St. Louis Cardinals is Jerry the Professor Pope, a high school starter out of IMG Academy. Very disgusting, committed to Long Beach State. And then we have our pick of anybody else. So it looks like these are all batters, just all players here. We've got our pick of a bunch of 80s. This guy is a college guy from Cal State Fullerton. He's a reliever, too. This guy is at MIT, a lefty at MIT. I mean, that's a really good pitcher. This guy, I mean, he might be the obvious one to go with, Adam Boyd here. 40 overall, 80 potential. All this is very high. It looks like he's an absolute stud of a starter. High adaptability, work ethic. I mean, is that who we... Yeah. Oh, no, he wants us to take Blake Boogie Young, who has 45 overall and is from Spoon River College, which is a JUCO. I mean, he also looks like he could be really good. He is sidearm, though, which I don't love, because the sidearm guys tend to have drastic splits against righties or lefties. But, I mean, that's crazy. We've got Adam Boyd, or Blake Boogie Young, which is he's fragile. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to take a fragile guy number 2 overall, so I think that just takes him out of it right there. Are any of these... Who are the 280 hitters? A catcher, low work ethic, high schooler, not very close. Another high schooler who's also not very close. So yeah, I think we're going to take a pitcher. We know that Blake Young is good, but he's fragile, so he's not an option. Adam Boyd is probably our number 1 guy. He's a New Jersey guy. He's at MIT, so he's smart. You know, he's got the brains. He's a lefty as well. He's got the good personality class. This guy's a 30. 45 here. Matt Casebolt. Okay, but I mean, he doesn't have the... He's only high. This is only average, and he doesn't have the personality class that Boyd does. Merlini's only a 30. Phillip is a 35. Ridgway is a 35. And then Roby is a 30. Now, I mean, the overall is not the whole thing here, but I think I just prefer Adam Boyd. He's got that 70 movement, 70 stuff potential, 60 control. Looks like he's going to have 5 really, really good to elite pitches. Adaptability, work ethic. I mean, he's really hard to pass up. This guy can hit, too. Okay. He's only a 75, but this guy can hit. And like, we're not talking like slouch hitting. Like, this guy could be Ohtani. I feel like I have to take this guy. Right? I mean, he looks like he could be a stud pitcher. Now, obviously not as good of a pitcher as Adam Boyd. But he looks like he could be a stud pitcher. Like, he could be a number 1, number 2 for you. And he looks like he could be like a cleanup hitter who doesn't strike out and has huge power. Fly ball hitter, too. I mean, am I crazy to think this guy is who we should be taking, even though he's a 75 compared to Adam Boyd's 80? Yeah, I mean, I never have any success with these two-way guys, but I mean, usually the two-way guys are kind of fringe, but this guy just looks like he's just straight up American Ohtani. And he's a ground baller, too. Don't love the low work ethic. He does have high greed, but he has high adaptability. I mean, we gotta take him. We gotta. We have to. We just have to. Jerry Hughes Harris, he's our guy. I don't care if it's a reach, we're doing it. Jerry Harris, welcome to the organization. We're now on to our second round pick, and I should mention that we do not have a third round pick because we gave that up for compensation for signing Cody Bellinger. So our next pick after this will not be till the fourth round, and I'm also seeing that Brian Roby is still here. He was a high schooler who's 30. These are all closers. What about the bats? Yeah, a bunch of high school guys. I mean, this guy looks interesting. He's durable. Could be a really good corner outfielder for you with some really good bat, high work ethic, baseball IQ. He's only a 65, though. So he might, I mean, probably not. He probably won't be there in the fourth. So we could either reach on, like, William Perez here. I don't think any of these other guys are going to be like, I don't want to take, like, a super far away high school guy right now. And that's what all those guys are. But William Perez, I mean, he's only a 35, but still, he's got some decent ratings here. So yeah, I think the move here is to either reach on William Perez or to take Brian Roby. I don't love that this is only average, but I feel like, you know, getting an 80 potential starter in the second round is something you can't pass up on. He has had a bunch of minuses, and the fact that this is only high and this is average makes me think that, like, he might drop down to like a 70 once we actually get him scouted. And I don't like drafting for need. So, like, Perez, we do need bats, but, like, I don't know. I feel like we should definitely... I feel like Roby's the obvious one. Our scouting director thinks we should take... Let's just do it. Let's take Roby. Brian Roby's our second round pick. We move things on to round 4. And is William Perez still there? He is not. This college guy, Alec Daly, is, who's got huge swing and miss, but also big-time pop. Yeah, and then it drops down to 55 for the college guys. I mean, this guy's crazy. Gets on base a ton. That's a 3 true outcomes right there. But he has no position either. Our scout believes that we should take J.D. Patterson, who's a 60 potential high schooler. I mean, I don't really love that. This guy's an impossible signee, but we do have our budget cranked up quite a bit, so we could possibly... Where'd he go? This guy, Steve Stevens, what a name. He's an impossible sign, but we could give him a huge bonus and see if we could get him here. 80 grade power, it is very low accuracy, though. High leader, high work ethic, high loyalty. He's, you know, a faraway high schooler, but he could be really good. Like, let's just say there's an 80 and it's still 70. That's still a very, very good player. There are some, like, interesting 50 overall college guys, like this Wilkelma Alvarado guy, big-time pop, good corner outfielder, lefty guy from Michigan. But he's a 50. This Brian Sushil guy looks pretty decent. I don't know if I would want to take him here, though. And I feel like those guys might still be there in the 5th. So those are the college guys still here. This guy looks really good. Doesn't really have a position, but I like this type of bat. We all know he's got that huge gap power with good contact, but he also has 55 power and 50 eye potential. He's high leader. Honestly, I think I might prefer this guy, and he's cheap too. Pat Pancoast. This guy's got the big pop. One thing I really don't like about the updated UI here for this screen is that you have to go to the rating screen here to see their batted ball profile. Like, the batted ball profile should be, like, here or something. Like, it needs to be on the screen. Like, I guess there is that more button where it takes you here. But, I mean, it should just be on the screen, because then, you can't go back. Like, for example, if I hit more and then I right-click, it just takes me back to this page. But if I go to here, and it also, okay, it takes me back to that page too from ratings. So yeah, it's just annoying. It should be on the page. This Tommy Engelhart guy also, some big time pop. So the pop guys, it's like, or Engelbrecht rather. And there's also this Brian Whitfield guy who's a first baseman who looks like a really well-rounded bat. He's durable. And our director thinks we should take this J.D. Patterson guy, which I just don't agree with. What if I go first base? He prefers Whitfield. So there's Whitfield, Engelbrecht, and Patton was the big bopper guy, who's probably more of a first baseman. There was Steve Stevens, who we could probably get a similar... Yeah, I don't think we need to waste it on Steve Stevens. There's also that Pancoast guy. Let's just take Whitfield here. He's durable. He's got the loyalty. He's got the adaptability and the work ethic. I think he's the dude here. We're going to go Brian Whitfield. He's our 4th round pick. We move things on to round 5. And Pat Pancoast is still here. There's still a bunch of high school arms. What about college arms? Here we go. Brian Flory, a college durable. Really good stamina, hold runners and sack bunt. Only a 20 grade curve, but these ratings look pretty good. Freezy Flory is also a good name. And then we got a bunch of relievers here among the college guys. But I mean, the fact that we have a 60 overall college starter here still available, I think we have to take him. Or there is like a big time reliever here, like Bryce Davis. This guy Ben Gardenhire has got some big time stamina, lefty, huge movement. Scat thinks he should be a number 2. Where Freezy Flory, somebody you can count on, but not someone who should anchor the rotation. I kind of want both. I want to see if we could maybe take Flory and then Gardenhire's here next round. Even though Gardenhire doesn't have the greatest personality. I think we're going to take Flory, though. Freezy Flory is going to be our guy here in round 5. Move things on to round 6. Gardenhire is still there. What about college hitters? That Alvarado guy is still here. And do we want to take one of these really good reliever types like Ryan Bizarro, which is a great name to be on like the Orioles too? I'm terrible at doing the Baltimore accent, but I mean, if you've heard a Baltimore accent, just imagine someone saying Kobe Mayo or Ryan Bizarro or Edward Bizardo in a Baltimore accent. I just feel like you got to go with the starting capability here of Ben Gardenhire with that big time stuff / movement. Or not big time stuff, but the horrible stuff, but really good movement. 50 control, though, only. And this guy's pumping 100 at, like, Iron Mike, too. Like, that's crazy. All right, we're going to go Gardenhire. Gardenhire's going to be our guy. We're going to hope that he can be a starter for us. Move things on. Bizarro got taken. But Dunford's still here. I think I might go Dunford here. What about college hitters? Ooh, that Alvarado guy is still here. I might want to take him, honestly. Yeah, I think I want to take Alvarado. He's going to be our guy. Round 7. Move things on round 8. And now it's starting to get down to like this Mark Lund guy is like okay looking. Like he's got a big bopping bat. Big lefty. Fly ball hitter as well. Pole fly ball hitter. He could be a serious power hitter. Or there's the college arms. Where, like, we've got this Chad Boyd guy who looks decent. Rob Seidry. This guy is the type of guy I'm talking about, where he's got huge control, huge movement. Lefty. Even this reliever guy has that, where he's got big movement, big control, or like okay control. I think if we're going to go with somebody here, though, it's going to be Rob Seidry or that big bopping bat. And I think we're going to go with the bat. Our scat thinks we should go with the high school guy at this point. I mean, he's the only 60 pitcher left, but his home runs, his movement's terrible. I would never play that guy. Yeah, that's pretty much all the high school guys are equivalent with the college guys left. Yeah, I think we got to take the college hitter here. We're going to go Mark Lund, who's the Pepperdine lefty bopper, high adaptability, pull fly ball hitter, which is the best type of fly ball hitter. And we're going to take his ass here in round 8. Move things on round 9. Now we go back to looking at the pitchers here. Rob Sedgery is indeed here, and we're going to take him. Not even going to waste any time. He's going to be our guy. Move things on round 10, and Chad Boyd is still here, as well as this Jason Painter guy. Same with this Jaden Radford. But Chad Boyd has that starting potential, so I think we're going to go Chad Boyd here from Chicago. I thought that's Chicago State. Chico State. We're going to take him. Move things on round 11. Radford is still here. So is this Victor Mora guy who can start. We got to go with the starting potential, so we're going to go with Mora. Radford got taken. This Painter guy is still here. LaSalle, though. He's from LaSalle. What about hitters? Yeah, this is all down to 45s. We got a 65 here for a high school. This Peter Dennison guy looked decent. Yeah. Adaptability, work ethic, baseball IQ. He's got gap power eye to go with the contact. He can play like a decent left field. He's from Palatine, the new Palatine Pounder, where this guy is just all contact slap hitter. He's a catcher, but he can't catch. He's like a left fielder who can't hit for power, so just totally useless. I think if we go with a high school guy, it's Peter Dennison, or we can go with Billy Scott as that LaSalle starter. I think we go with the college starter, Billy Scott. Then we go back and look at the hitters, and Peter Dennison's still here. We take him round 13. Move things on round 14. And for whatever reason, this guy's still here. Only very low home runs allowed. A lot of stuff. So like we're taking a shot in the dark on this guy, but on the off chance that he's actually something, we could take him. And there's only a couple 50s left here. Like, this guy's movement's terrible. This guy's like, he's fragile. So I think we're going to take Zenzin. Move things on round 15. Alrighty, so we have finished our first year player draft here. We left off round 15 where we took Vince Regano from a Las Vegas, Nevada high school. Has some decent contact, gap power across the board. Could be a decent corner outfielder down the line as a high schooler. Then in round 16, we took a college reliever out of the University of Hawaii, which has actually turned into a decent baseball program in the last couple of years. He has high movement, high control, high adaptability. Could be something interesting down the line. He's from Hawaii as well. And then in round 17, we took Kevin Yoder, who is a big-time stuff, horrible control side armor who throws quite hard out of LSU. And then in round 18, another college reliever in Elijah Miller. 50 movement, but 80 potential stuff. Could be a guy who just dots the corners as a lefty as well. So that's interesting. And then in round 19, we took Reggie Holland. These were just the last two picks were just defense in the organization picks, where Reggie Holland is here to catch our pitching prospects with 65 framing. And then we also have Kaysen Consarenia, something like that. 60 infield range, 60 outfield range. Could be a super utility guy throughout the minor leagues. That's really his ceiling. He's just there to play minors. He's just there to play defense in the minors. And that was our 2028 first-year player draft.